The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you say how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Hello and welcome to the Papyrus TV News Update. The headlines: Activist accuses Senator Natasha of falsehoods, bribery and anti-Yoruba agenda. DSS witness admits no weapons found on Nnamdi Kanu as trial continues. BRT driver sentenced to death for murder of fashion designer. PDP senator blames Okowa for Article's 2023 election loss. Rivers women walk out on administrator's wife at event. Deputy Speaker Kalu hails President's commitment to Southeast development. Reps Committee summons Governors Alia and Lawal. The details. A new controversy erupted on April 30th, Thursday night, when US-based Nigerian activist Dr. Sandra Duru, popularly known as Professor Ngbeke, publicly accused suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of fabricating her sexual harassment allegation against Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In a Facebook live stream spanning over an hour, Duru displayed call logs and WhatsApp messages she claimed came from Natasha, directly contradicting the senator's earlier assertions that she had never spoken to her. According to Duru, Natasha offered her 200 million naira to falsely accuse Akpabio of organ harvesting, tying him to the death of a young woman from years ago when the harassment claim failed to gain traction. Duru, who stated she had submitted the material to US authorities and other international bodies for forensic review, said she had also petitioned the Nigeria Police Force and the Interparliamentary Union to investigate both the bribery attempt and Natasha's delayed revelations about the murder of Inubong Omoren, a young job seeker murdered in 2021. There is no sexual harassment of any kind, no organ harvesting evidence, Duru declared. She accused the senator of plotting to unseat Akpabio as part of a broader political strategy against what Natasha allegedly called the Yoruba government. The activist, visibly outraged, claimed Natasha's ambitions include becoming the Minister of Petroleum or the next governor of Kogi State. In the broadcast, Duru accused Natasha of being divisive and manipulative, asserting that she lacked humility and moral values. She is on a mission to destroy men. I cannot watch her destroy our sons and daughters, Duru said, adding that Natasha also insulted former Minister Obi Ezekwesili by calling her a useless idiot. The Facebook live stream has since sparked debate across social media, with calls for authorities to investigate the explosive claims. Natasha, already suspended from the Senate following her accusation against Akpabio, has not publicly responded to the new allegations as of press time. Progressively, at the resumed trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB, a witness for the federal government, admitted on Friday, May 2nd, that no weapons were found on Kanu during his arrest in 2015. The Department of State Services DSS operative, testifying as PWAAA, told the Federal High Court in Abuja that while a range of personal items including laptops, modems, phones and documents were recovered, none of them constituted terrorist weaponry or instruments of violence. The cross-examination was led by former Attorney General of the Federation, Kanu Agabi, who is defending Kanu in the ongoing trial, presided over by Justice James Omotosho. The DSS witness said his primary duty was to arrest Kanu and obtain a statement, not to analyze the items, though he did examine Kanu's phone. The prosecution, led by SAN Adegboyega Awomolo, did not present the phone analysis in court, claiming it was immaterial. The witness also confirmed Kanu was not confronted with any alleged accomplices, nor was his statement taken in the presence of legal counsel. He added that apart from Finland-based Simon Ekpa, no other IPOB supporter had been prosecuted for Biafra-related agitation. Despite the heavy list of impounded items, including drones, microphones, various laptops, modems, and bank cards, the DSS officer agreed that none were inherently dangerous. Justice Omotosho has scheduled continuation of the trial for May 6 to 8, allowing more time for cross-examination and presentation of further evidence. Meanwhile, Justice Sherifat Shonaike of the Lagos State High Court on Friday, May 2nd, sentenced former BRT driver Andrew Nice Omonikoro to death by hanging for the 2022 murder of 22-year-old Oluwabamiche Ayonwole. The case, which drew national outrage, concluded with the court finding that the Lagos government proved beyond reasonable doubt that Omonikoro murdered his passenger. In addition to the murder conviction, the court also found Omonikoro guilty of raping another woman, 29-year-old Nneka Ozezulu, in November 2021. While the court acquitted him of rape in Bamiche's case due to insufficient medical evidence, it convicted him of attempted rape. Justice Shonaike ruled that circumstantial evidence, including Bamiche's last messages and audio recordings, clearly showed non-consensual advances and fear for her life. The ruling marks a significant moment in Lagos State's legal battle against gender-based violence, especially involving public transport operators. Omonikoro, who had pleaded not guilty to all charges, was also cleared of conspiracy due to lack of supporting evidence. Continuing, Senate Minority Leader Abba Moro has openly criticized former Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, saying the People's Democratic Party (PDP) might have won the 2023 presidential election had Okowa not been selected as Atiku Abubakar's running mate. Speaking during a Channels TV interview, Moro described Okowa's selection as a major strategic error that undermined the party's chances. He pointed out that despite being vice presidential candidate and former governor, Okowa failed to deliver Delta State to the PDP, a state he should have comfortably secured. Moro lamented that Okowa's failure went beyond electoral loss. According to him, the PDP now holds just one of the 3 senatorial seats in Delta, signaling Okowa's lack of commitment. The criticism intensified following Okowa's recent defection to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), alongside current governor Sheriff Oborevwori. Okowa said he regretted being on the 2023 PDP ticket with Atiku, a comment that Moro described as confirming long-standing suspicions about his loyalty. Moro acknowledged that Atiku's departure from the PDP, should it happen, would be a serious blow, given his historical role in the party and back-to-back presidential bids. He warned that disloyalty and internal sabotage, not the APC's strength, were the reasons PDP faltered in the last election. In another development, political tension in Rivers State deepened on Friday, May 2nd, as hundreds of women walked out on Dr. Theresa Ibas, wife of the state administrator, during a presidential empowerment program hosted by Senator Remi Tinubu. The event, held at the EUI Center in Port Harcourt, was part of the Renewed Hope Empowerment Program, targeting 500 women with business tools and cash grants. The women disrupted proceedings when Ibas began her speech, chanting, "We want Sim, give us Sim, we want Valerie, we want Remi Tinubu to speak to us." Their protest stemmed from their refusal to recognize Ibas as First Lady of Rivers State, insisting that only Mrs. Valerie Fubara, wife of the embattled Governor Siminalayi Fubara, held that title. Last year's edition of the same program had been coordinated by Valerie Fubara. Women at the event told journalists they had been prepared to welcome Remi Tinubu and were shocked to see Ibas assume the stage. One protester, Ekpeye Favor, stated, "We have a governor. We love our governor. We support our governor. We have a first lady. and we are just saying one governor at a time. The walkout underscored the ongoing legitimacy crisis following the appointment of a federal administrator to govern Rivers State amid an unresolved power tussle. Despite the disruption, officials proceeded with the program. According to a statement from the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), the initiative, now completed in the South-South region, aims to economically empower women and align with the UN's SDG goals for gender equality and decent work. Federal and state coordinators urged beneficiaries to maximize the tools provided to lift themselves out of poverty and contribute to national development. Furthermore, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, has declared that the Southeast will deliver over 70% of its votes to President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 general elections, in appreciation for what he described as the president's historic commitment to the development of Igbo land. Kalu made this pledge during a grand civic reception organized in his honor by the Atuma Grace Movement in his hometown of Ntalako, Ikuano local government area, Abia State. According to Kalu, the creation of the Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, recently signed into law and funded by Tinubu's administration, fulfilled a long-standing promise first made by the Yakubu Gowon regime in the aftermath of the Nigerian Civil War, but never honored by successive governments for over 50 years. The Deputy Speaker described Tinubu's gesture as an unprecedented act of goodwill, stating, "No other president has remembered the promise made to Igbo people after the war like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu." He chose the Southeast Development Commission, which no other president accepted to sign. In a ceremony marked by significant political realignment, Kalu formally welcomed several high-profile defectors from the Labour Party (LP) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) into the All Progressives Congress (APC). Notables among them were retired Major Akubundu Awa, former Abia House of Assembly Majority Leader Wisdom Ogbonna, former President General of the Oboro Community Welfare Association Kingsley Uwa, and former Education Secretary of Ikuano Local Government Area, Chief Sir Uche Nwachukwu. Kalu, however, condemned what he described as efforts by unnamed powers in Abia State to sabotage federal presence and suppress support for Tinubu, especially among traditional rulers. "Election has come and gone. Now it's time for governance," he said. Restricting traditional rulers from welcoming those working with the president is not the right leadership Abia State is looking for. He called for political tolerance, urging state actors to stop threatening monarchs and to allow all citizens the freedom to associate with the party and leaders of their choice. The event's host, former lawmaker Honorable Emeka Atuma, praised Kalu as the highest-ranking APC leader in Abia and reaffirmed the party's growing influence in the state. "We are ascending in the state. We are ascending to greater heights. We are not going to be distracted," Atuma said, adding that even traditional rulers who were instructed not to attend still found a way to express their support. Conclusively, in a separate development, the House of Representatives Committee on Public Petitions has summoned Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia and his Zamfara counterpart, Dauda Lawal, along with the leadership of their respective houses of assembly, over concerns of legislative dysfunction in both states. The summons follow a petition filed by a civil rights group, Guardians of Democracy and Rule of Law, which urged the House of Representatives to consider invoking its constitutional powers to take over the legislative functions of the state assemblies, citing a breakdown in governance. According to Honorable Mike Etaba, chairman of the committee, the decision to summon the governors and lawmakers is anchored on the National Assembly's constitutional oversight responsibility as enshrined in Sections 88 and 89 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Etaba emphasized that the committee's mandate is to preserve the rule of law and prevent anarchy, warning that failure to honor the summons may result in unilateral determinations by the committee. The parties are expected to appear before the panel on Thursday, May 18, 2025, at room 429, New Wing of the National Assembly Complex, and submit 1 soft and 10 hard copies of their responses. While the exact details of the allegations remain undisclosed, the move signals increasing concerns over constitutional crisis and the weakening of legislative independence in some Nigerian states.
The papyrus,